It is good to see you, my friend.
Hello, Natty. How are you?
I am well, but I have been worried about you, my friend. With Ranrock?
I'm all right at the moment. They want something that Professor Fig and I found at Gringotts.
When were you at Gringotts?
Just before we came to Hogwarts. In fact, it's why a portkey brought us there after the...
What on...
There's one more thing. It's a bit... Professor Fig says I have a rare connection.
Is that the magic?
I think so. I'm still learning, but I know that's a lot to absorb.
Is it? For now, it is safe to say that Rookwood and Harlow are a threat to both of us. To all of us. I realized something that day in Hogsmeade. You displayed such courage fighting that troll. And Serona wasn't intimidated one bit by Rookwood and Harlow. Both of you have inspired me to take a stand of my own.
What sort of stand?
Men like Rookwood and Harlow are the reason my mother and I left Matabeleland. I am not going to sit by and watch them destroy my new home.
Good.
All the more reason. Rumor has it that Theophilus Harlow runs Rookwood's day-to-day operation. Taking him down would cripple...
That may be true, but shouldn't Officer Singer handle someone like Harlow?
I spoke with her. She was polite, but perhaps understandably would not discuss details with a student. I overheard some of Rookwood's lot talking about a massive poaching operation. I was thinking that we could investigate a bit.
All right.
I am going to watch and listen, find out precisely what Harlow... In the meantime, remember, I am here if you need me. Be on your guard.
All right.
I beg your pardon. How dare you threaten me?
What's going on here?
I don't know. What is going on here?
They must have come this way. Think!
What is
I've no
going
idea
on
who it is
here?
you think I might have seen. I've been busy with my research. I do not have time to...
Victor Rookwood don't give a doxy's nip back your time. Oi! Speak of the devil. Mr. Rookwood would like a word with you.
A student? You can't be...
Enough out of you.
Leave her alone.
Stay aside!
Leviosa!
That's mine!
Expelliarmus!
Be careful.
I'll watch the light go out of your eyes.
I'm not going anywhere with
You'll take this student over my dead body!
How embarrassing!
Alright, wait. You're still here. I don't like that.
you. Incendio. Tell Rookwood to find me himself. Leviosa! Accio! Incendio! Expelliarmus!
You're going to regret that. Stop! Please!
Incendio! Accio! Leviosa!
Hey, what was that?
What on earth just happened? I've never been accosted in such a manner, and so close to Hogwarts.
Where did the little bug go? Oh. Hey, wait, no, come here. I wanna... Okay. Well, I guess the bug can wait.
Are you all right?
I am, thanks in no small part to your excellent defensive skills.
I mean,
Care to
excellent,
tell
kind
me
of a-
why 2 Ashwinders were ready to dispatch me to get to you?
Ashwinders.
Victor Rookwood's thieves and extortionists, his little cronies. They seemed quite keen on you.
It's a long story, but thank you for your help.
Well, you've avoided them for the moment. Priya warned me things were getting dangerous. Best get moving on my research before they return.
Priya?
You mentioned someone named Priya.
Yes, my wife. She's the one who piqued my interest in Merlin. Gave me a book when we were students at Hogwarts. Typical hard-working Hufflepuff, brilliant potioneer, has her own shop in Nocturne Alley. She's a travelling vendor. Hears what's going on in the Highlands before I do.
You're a researcher.
Nora Treadwell at your service, historian and archaeologist specialising in Merlin's work and life.
Oh, hey, wait, no, I want to research that thing.
Merlin? Of the legend of King Arthur?
The very same. Merlin attended Hogwarts, you know, and I'm studying some curious fixtures he left here centuries ago. These vine-covered pillars, dozens of them, all around the area. I've taken to calling them the Trials of Merlin. I believe he created them as a diversion for his fellow Slytherins. He was terribly fond of puzzles and enigmas.
Interesting.
I can see why you're so interested in Merlin. I'd be keen to know more about the trials.
Well then, I'll let you in on a little secret. No one has yet managed to figure out how they work. But I believe I have just unlocked a crucial clue. I suspect that Mallowsweet,
Mallowsweet?
versatile herb, Merlin repeatedly mentioned. I had just arrived to test my theory when I... You see, each swirl in Merlin's writing has a symbol in the centre. That started me.
The Mallowsweet is meant to be placed at the centre of the symbols.
Precisely. Would you care to do the honour?
You know what?
I brought a trunk chock full of Mallowsweet with me. It's just over there by my tent.
This trunk?
Yes, take plenty, even if you already have some.
I have the Mallowsweet.
Lovely. Now, notice the vines on these pillars here, as well as a stone swell on the ground. Each trial has these features. Place the Mallowsweet on the swell, and we'll see what happens.
Okay. Oh, yeah, bush.
My word! Did you see that? The vines disappeared.
What should I do now?
This is uncharted territory. I am curious about these pyres.
Incendio!
Merlin's beard!
The flames make the pyre sink.
Nope.
Curious. The pyres are back where they started.
Incendio!
Merlin's beard! How beautiful! What a day! I can hardly believe it.
I take it we can call that a success?
We can indeed. However, I now have even more questions. How does it work? I must review my notes. I may have missed something.
Are all of the trials like this one?
Oh, not precisely. Well, I think each has those telltale vines and the swirl on the ground. You should feel free to solve them as you come across them. I believe I have what I need to continue my research. My guess is that each will also require Mallowsweet, which you can find in Hogsmeade should you need more. I really must be off. And do be careful out here. Now, I've got what I needed. I shall return to the safety of my notes and books.
Rather interesting. But I have just one issue now. What do I do?
Greetings. I understand you're quite the enterprising young Ravenclaw. Professor Fig tells me you found a long-lost book for him. I'd like to talk to you about it.
Well, fantastic.
you're here
That
for
answers
my
my
wish.
question. Alright, let's go see Mr. Ollivander once.
Good of you to come. My friend, Professor Fig, speaks highly of you and your resourcefulness. He was vague as to details, but mentioned your having tracked down a difficult-to-find book. I wondered if you'd be willing to do a little detective work on my behalf.
Sure.
Of course, Mr. Ollivander.
Wonderful. You see, about a century ago, an heirloom. My great-aunt suspected a student named Richard Jackdaw. He'd been serving as an assistant here and suddenly vanished. We did find a series of statues similar to Jackdaw's. I'm certain they're a clue. Jackdaw was last heard tittering about some pages with a map he'd stolen from Peeves. As you can imagine.
Is there anything special about the wand?
Oh, yes. It's terribly special. But not in the way you might think. It won't grant but it will ease the hearts and minds of the Ollivanders to know of its return. And that power is immeasurable.
Surely you could continue searching the owlery.
Oh, one would think. However, the headmaster does not take kindly to an old wand-maker loitering about the place. Can't say I blame him. Also, I have perhaps been looking for too long. I feel a fresh set of eyes and a bright mind.
I'll have a look for you.
Alright.
We've got
Much
these days that make Emmerich the Evil look like yours.
Alright. Much better. We're a lot closer now. The owlery. I don't think I've ever been up there. And if I did... Oh, I passed right by it. And here we are.
The statues Mr. Ollivander mentioned must be upstairs amongst the owls.
Gold room glasses, green. Practically useless.
Don't mind me, owls. I'm just here to help a friend. Now, where are those statues?
That's a lot of owls.
Levioso! Accio! I recognize those handles. Here's a welcome surprise.
Hey.
Empty perches. Could be the right size for jackdaws. Or statues of jackdaws. I'd best keep looking. Nothing. This'll do nicely. Accio! No statues here.
What do you mean? There's one right there. How many of these statues do I need?
Revelio.
Also, I should probably collect that while I'm here. And what is that?
Birds aren't afraid of heights. Perhaps I should look a bit higher. Accio! I'd best keep looking. Nothing. No statues here.
Come on, keep going up. Okay.
I'd best keep looking. I'll take that, thank you. Nothing. Here's a welcome surprise.
Alright.
No statues here.
And
Accio! This'll do nicely. Levioso!
I'll now get all the way over there to get that. Oh, hey, no. That's what that was. Oh, wait, is this a treasure map? Oh.
A map. It doesn't appear to be connected to the missing pages. Best hang on to it for now. Revelio. What's happening?
You're asking me. Better.
Could it be? Has someone solved my puzzle after all these years? Well done indeed. Good news. If you've got something to hide, you found the perfect spot. Richard Jackdaw, at your service.
The Richard Jackdaw. So Mr. Ollivander was right. He wants his family wand back.
Goodness, I'd forgotten about that wand. I assure you I don't have it on me. I'm almost certain I dropped it the moment I was beheaded in that cave. Oh, it was sheer folly to follow that map.
What map?
Ridiculous, really. Found it on some yellowed old pages Peeves had pilfered. Thought I could impress a girl. But that's a story for another day.
So...
Odd to hear it all reduced to such absurdity, but yes.
I don't, really. Ollivander does. It's the pages I'm after. Might they be with...
Indeed. Say...
How is it possible to steal from P?
I didn't steal the pages from his ghostly form. I merely found them in his wake of destruction. He's got a penchant for wrecking. I doubt he...
Okay.
Why would you steal Mr. Ollivander?
The family were always going on about how special it was, so I took it. Who could resist? I fully intended to return it once I learned it was only special for sentimental.
I think I can get...
I was having a look about when I suddenly sensed a refreshing breeze, after which I felt, well, lightheaded. Hence, if you do visit the cave, be prepared. I can't tell you what
If that's the only way for...
If you don't mind the sight of a, well, my decapitated skeleton, the...
Well. How interesting. I can't go that way. Alright. Now to find our headless friend. On the other side of the bridge. Chickens. Wild chickens? Maybe? Wait. I guess I wait. Oh, I guess I had to wait for
Here I
that.
am, as good as my word.
Oh.
We meet again, Richard Jackdaw.
I suppose I shouldn't be surprised to see you. Only a Ravenclaw would travel this far in pursuit of knowledge.
Well said. Now where do we go from here?
Follow me. I shall lead you as far as I can, but I fear I may remain a tad reluctant to revisit the scene of my demise. Keep your eyes
Fair
open
enough.
for a bird bath. When you find it, say intramuros. I think it's Latin. As you can imagine, I never paid much attention in school.
Alright, well.
Aside from the bird bath, anything else I should look for?
Indeed. A few landmarks. A stone bridge, a waterfall, And, if I recall, a lake. You'll see.
You've been very helpful. Thank you.
Surprising how much of this is, rather unfortunately, coming back to me. Yes. You know, the closer we get, the more I'm remembering. Probably best I leave you to it. Simply stick to the path and keep a sharp eye out for that bird bath. Adieu. Is that Latin? Or Greek?
Oh! Alright, well...
Expelliarmus! Levioso! Accio! Incendio!
Uh-oh.
Expelliarmus!
Oh, I don't know what that is, but I don't like that.
Expelliarmus! Levioso! Incendio! Levioso! Accio! Nothing to do now but keep going. Expelliarmus!
Alright, well, the spiders are done.
Incendio!
Okay.
The waterfall. For a thief, Jackdaw's surprisingly as good as his word.
Oh. Wonderful.
Revelio!
Oh, slugs. Leeches. That's an owl. What do we have here? Oh. Are you sure? Yeah. Alright. Leave y'all to it then.
Something oddly solemn about this place. Such regal creatures, stags.
Oh, this is as good a place as any.
There it is. Just as Jackdaw described.
Aha.
Intramuros.
Aren't you a little far from home?
Renrock knew you'd eventually lead us to whatever it is you're hiding. But,
Boy!
is that the best you can do? Are you quite finished?
I will make you pay.
Ouch.
Incendio! Expelliarmus! No risk those loyalists will report back to Ranrock now. Let's see where Jackdaw has led me. I wonder how big this place is.
I don't know. It looks pretty. Let me see. I feel like I'm going to need that.
Revelio.
That's not what I want.
Incendio. I can shoot the symbol, but it doesn't stay lit for long. I need to light all three before they time out on me. I suppose I should do this a bit quicker.
Well, I thought I was doing this pretty good.
Impressive. That must be where all this leads. Someone didn't want casual visitors down here.
No. Either that or they're keeping something in.
Revelio. I wonder if any of my spells will help me through this.
Levioso!
Accio. Incendio.
Levioso!
Accio. Incendio.
Alright. That's two. Where'd it go?
Levioso. Accio. Incendio.
Now, where is that fourth one?
Revelio.
Levioso!
Accio.
Expelliarmus!
Where is it?
Another puzzle. If Jackdaw can solve this, so can I. Incendio.
Ah! But wait, what about the other spiders? What about this over here?
platform ought to be able to float straight to me.
I saw something over here. Oh, I
Remarkable.
I am apparently just really dumb. Okay.
Revelio.
Aha. I mean, once I go in here,
I'm not gonna touch those. Hold on. Levioso. Expelliarmus. Incendio. Incendio. Expelliarmus.
that one's dead. Let's see. That. Ooh. That's one of the big ones. Alright, definitely worth coming in for that. Now I just gotta my word.
Incendio. Expelliarmus. Levioso. That's odd. I'd have thought Jackdaw would have been interested in this loot, but there's no sign of him. Accio. An untouched chest. Jackdaw wasn't very thorough in his search of this cave.
Oh, that's what you're complaining about. Rather odd sound, but okay. We continue. Okay. Yep, alrighty. And what I find weird is that there are dead spiders here, so...
Incendio! Not a headless skeleton in sight. But I may as well help myself to this.
Okay.
Accio! It's a good thing Jackdaw didn't fall down there.
Question is, where do I want to go?
That's odd. I'd have thought Jackdaw would have been interested in this loot, but there's no sign of it.
Nope. Alright, let's go to the obvious spider infested.
Expelliarmus!
Oh, that's the...
Incendio!
Alright. And we continue.
Incendio! Expelliarmus!
That's sick.
Expelliarmus! I'm glad Richard Jackdaw left a little something behind for me, but where could he be? Incendio!
Do I go through here? No. Okay.
Accio!
Really? I hate that sound.
Accio!
Alright, so let's... Oh.
Expelliarmus! Incendio.
Alright.
Levioso. Expelliarmus.
Fairly simple.
An untouched chest. Jackdaw wasn't very thorough in his search of this cave. Not a headless skeleton in sight. But I may as well help myself to this.
I believe that's where I fell. I don't want to go back down there. I see where we're going. Alright.
Accio. That's odd. I'd have thought Jackdaw would have been interested in this loot, but there's no sign of him.
I'm still trying to work out where we're going. Although there is... I may have already gotten that one.
I'm glad Richard Jackdaw left a little something behind for me, but where could he be? Accio!
Alright, I found out how to get to the pole. Dear gosh. Okay, so I think this is my stop. Oh, this is just the second way there. Down I go.
There it is. The bridge, it's almost complete. More spiders. These can't be what the head of Richard Jackdaw. Expelliarmus! Incendio! Levioso! Incendio! Expelliarmus!
That. Oh, that's cool.
Expelliarmus. Incendio. Expelliarmus. Levioso. Expelliarmus. Incendio. Expelliarmus. Levioso. Accio. Incendio. Farewell, monster. I can only imagine how these spiders have multiplied since Jackdaw's gone this way.
Okay, so there's one down there. Gotta remember that. Ow. Alright, so.
I'll need to look around for the symbol.
There we go. Heard a door.
Must be getting closer to Jackdaw's remains and those pages.
Look at this bridge. Oh. This is where that potion's about to come in handy. Let's see if I can get it first go.
We meet again, Richard Jackdaw. Ah, shame. Those splinters must be what's left of Ollivander's wand. At least I can take the pages. Here it is. The map that brought your doom, Jackdaw. Is there something beyond this room? Expelliarmus!
Ouch.
Incendio! Protego! Expelliarmus! Expelliarmus ought to disarm you brutes. Levioso, Incendio, Accio, Protego, Expelliarmus, Levioso, Accio,
Oh boy.
Expelliarmus, Levioso,
Oh.
Expelliarmus, Expelliarmus, Levioso, Incendio. Incendio! What? That's unnerving. What's happening?
That is a portal. Scholar protection glasses. Well, doesn't say anything. Oh, the poor fella.
Revelio. I've seen this before. In Gringotts and the restricted section. Where am I? Oh no, the room's starting to flood.
Well, don't just stand here.
How am I being protected? What sort of magic is this? I can only hope this magic protects me until I'm able to make my way out of here. What is this place?
Oh.
Revelio.
I don't like this. Doorways.
Can it be?